All right, welcome in Earth Signs. This is your August intuitive tarot reading. So we are tapping into the month. We have wrapped up and are crossing into the second half of 2026. July was a biggie. It was the culmination of the year, hitting that climax point. So the energy should start to change. I'm going to actually tap in and give you some information around what to expect for Earth signs. So this reading is for Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorns, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, or North Node. So wherever you have one of those signs in your chart, this applies. I did choose some more earthy, kind of foresty cards for you, kind of to tap into that earth sign energy. So for August, this is going to be a month of kind of the theme here is grounding major change into reality for earth signs. You've been going through a lot of change, a lot of transformation. I mean, that's for everyone this year. But earth signs in particular are best positioned in August to turn opportunities into tangible things, into physical. We're using energies, the things we've learned. We're making changes that are going to start to actually produce positive results for us. So a couple other things to call out here. This is about building new foundations that are stronger, that are more stable, creating things that are going to last long term for us. But this is going to involve new, right? The key theme is new, building new things. We're not building things on the same old, unstable, crumbling foundations from before. We're restructuring our work. We're restructuring our life to align more with ease, simplicity, fulfillment, and what really fills us and aligns with our new kind of soul connective energies right now. And it's about investing energy where we can actually see growth, not investing energy and throwing it on all these different baskets and all these different things that just kind of sucked us dry. Part of this is the big theme this year is letting go of what no longer fits, no longer serves us. There's going to be some closure and emotional release with that Pisces lunar eclipse at the end of August. So this is a culmination point that's going to bring closure to a lot of emotional things from the past that we're good to purify, we're good to let go of and integrate. This is going to be specifically powerful for Virgos. Since that eclipse activates Pisces, and also because Virgo is Pisces opposite sign. So it's going to, really activate Virgos. You could also see your money and resources improving in August. Venus is entering Libra on August 6th, which is going to bring a more ease and more flow, especially when it comes to relationships and resources. That's Venus. And Libra brings balance. So you might notice just things flowing more easily when it comes to money, more financial opportunities. This is going to help improve our relationships, just more support from others in general, and also potentially increase our activity at work in a positive way when it comes to working with others. This could increase client and customer activity as well. So it's going to help just in general, especially around work and finances. And a key, so again, organization is a word I want to use. And this is specifically for you earth signs, because that is a word that you really resonate with and you're great at organizing. But it's going to become your superpower this month. really towards the end of the month, especially that, you know, third week of August, we have the sun entering Virgo, which is going to shine on you Virgos out there. And then Mercury is also going to enter Virgo. So this is really supportive for you Earth signs again. It's going to help clear any sort of confusion from the eclipses that happen through August, but practicality comes back, thinking becomes more clear, and, you know, it's going to support you getting more organized again, creating things that, again, help you in your life create ease. This could improve your health and overall health routines. But a key theme here is, again, to focus on what matters, right? Don't focus energy on things that are aligned with fear or anxiety. This is to lighten your load. This is to get more clear about what actually works instead of just, you know, anxiously being organized or detailed because it kind of fills kind of a void or fills your trauma parts. So, let's get into the reading and see what comes up for Earth signs here. And Earth signs, if you want a personal reading and get more in depth about your life, anything going on specifically in your life that you want to tap into, or just get some overall guidance, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, which is linked in the description. Okay, let's see here. I have the Fairy Forest Oracle, the Life Bringer, establishment, growth, fulfillment. I love that energy for you guys. It's like, to me, I'm hearing established roots that are going to be stronger for you. What does that look like? Where are you establishing your roots is another key thing here. If you keep trying to establish your roots in old soil that you've already proven to you to be barren, that there's not good soil there, we need to look for new soil that actually is, you know, going to help us produce and grow things that are fulfilling, that are abundant for us. Lifebringer. Let's get another one. The Merciful One, compassion, release, relief. Yes, relief is a key thing here, right? Release and relief. The release is going to bring you relief. So it's like, think of the things that, looking at your life, what are the things that are your biggest burdens, your biggest, you know, feel heavy for you? Responsibilities really shouldn't feel heavy. They should fill our life. They should rejuvenate us. They should really fill us up, fill our cup. So it's looking at the things in our life, and this could be patterns that just came up. These are patterns and behaviors. And I see this a lot happening. I've seen this a lot recently, where people are starting to see, it's like, objectively, I really see it, that people have behavior patterns and approach things in certain ways that they always, that they always will. But especially those of you who came across this video who are engaged in, you know, shifting your awareness, growing, trying to improve your life and the life of humanity, we're really like, Kate, it's a constant job of really re-looking at ourselves. It's a constant inner reflection here. And the key here in August for Earth signs is finding relief. You need to release some things. And on the other side of that, you'll feel this great sense of relief, but also you're going to start finding a new place to establish roots. And a focus for you is, what is fulfilling me? What is filling my cup? Okay, I'm going to grab one more here. Awen. or Awin. Gift, divine inspiration, awakening. Yes. There is a spiritual gift this month that's awaiting you, earth signs. And part of this gift is awakening you to a new level. And there's going to be a lot of divine energy, divine beings that are working with you at this moment in time. So the big key for you guys as well is to follow those inspirations. Follow inspired action. That's a big term, inspired action for earth signs. It's about acting on things that inspire you, that you're feeling passionate about. But there is sort of some gift here that's coming. But it's going to show up in a way, it could show up in a creative, a creative idea, in a moment where like, I'm really inspired to write about this or to act on this or to create this. And this is definitely the time to do that. I really love this energy. It's about growth, like growing things. And especially for you earth signs, that's right on par with your essence of core of who you are. Okay, I'm going to pull a sacred forest oracle or two now. Spirit guardian of winter, retreat. Finding a place that really nourishes you, that makes a sacred place where you feel inspired. Same thing. So in August, we're still in summer here in the Northern Hemisphere, and this could also refer to the winter in the Southern Hemisphere, but take some time. If you don't have anything planned, you may have a retreat or a vacation planned. If not, I would say go to a place where you can get some sense of disconnection from the norm of society, like going out in nature. Being able to disconnect is key here. Disconnect so you can really connect with earth, with the energies, with yourself, because I do feel like there is another spirit is really going to speak to you, and you need to be able to hear it. You need to be able to connect. And if you're too busy, if you're vacationing somewhere where it's too, a city or too many people, you may miss this. And there's a really important piece there of getting away, but spending some time where you can really be in solitude, relax, rejuvenate. Rainbow waterfalls, miracles. Yes. So we have gifts, we have miracles here, we have release, we have fulfillment, and we have this rainbow energy. We have 2 butterflies on this card as well. So there's something really transforming in your life. But you have to make room for it. Room within yourself, but also in your physical life. Okay, let's dig deeper here. Four of Pentacles, and this one came out. 6 of Swords. So you are moving away from something in your life that you had really, again, a place you had made roots or created some sort of foundation in some sense in your life, and you're realizing that that foundation is crumbling, or it's not, you don't feel safe there anymore, or again, your perception's shifting. So you're realizing that this foundation that I built is, I built it because I wanted this to be my home, or I wanted this to be, the career or the type of work that I built my life upon, or this is the relationship that I really felt would ground me or to help me build this, this life upon, or that I had this future with this person. But I definitely feel like this is where the release is happening. With these two cards together, you're definitely moving away from something that doesn't make you feel grounded anymore, that isn't solid. And with the Six of Swords, you're moving away from something that was really either tumultuous, definitely you were not feeling stable anymore, and you knew that you had to move forward energetically, and you really called upon help. You could have called upon help from higher sources like your guides, past, ancestors, family, spirit, whatever it is. But the birds on this card represent you are being guided. So if you're not 100% sure where you're going or where you want to go, that's going to take you and make you feel more at home, or to create new roots that really feel fulfilled for you, that really provide you the soil to grow something and reaching bigger, more potential here. You have to let go and surrender. And that's a big theme for August. Is another, this word has come up a lot this year, but surrendering and allowing life to take you where you need to go, and being okay not knowing exactly how you're going to get there. You don't know exactly what that's going to look like, who that's with, where it is, what you're going to be doing. And that can be really hard, especially for earth signs. Two of Wands. You're actively participating with the universe now. You're actively making decisions. You're actively saying, this is what I want to feel. This is how I want to experience life. And the Two Wands is about an active decision to move in a new path. It doesn't necessarily, this card, mean that you've already made and you're making steps on the new path. This is just, you're hitting a point where you're now making that decision and you're seeing the move. You're going to see now, okay, this is the direction I'm moving in. And it's definitely one where you're moving away from something. So you have the Star here, which is beautiful. Seven of Swords and the Five of Wands. So you're definitely freeing yourself from something that created a lot of resistance in your life. There was challenge here. And it's almost like you tried to work with whatever this thing is in your life, and it just always it was always like pushing back at you, right? Like you weren't getting what you really wanted from this thing. And actually you being authentic, you expressing or trying to get what you needed out of this, you really tried hard, I feel, to make this did create some sense of stability for you. Again, if it was a job, it paid the bills. If it was a relationship, there was a sense of, hey, there's someone I'm at least doing life with. There's someone here. But that's like a codependency of like, it's a body, right? It's a person, but it's not really, this relationship isn't helping me grow. It's not fulfilling me. It's seeming more like an obligation at this point. But the key here is breaking yourself free from the deception of reality, and that can go back to like, well, I thought this was stable for me, right? But it really wasn't. So that there was a distortion there. You could have been lying to yourself about this thing, that it was what you lied to yourself by making yourself believe this is what I want, or this is why, or you had to stay. This could be a lot around fear, right? Fear of the unknown, fear of leaving this, fear of not having this thing, even though it challenged you more than it actually brought ease into your life. There could also be a truth coming out that was hidden. But ultimately here, with the Star card, this is about going towards things that your heart really desires, your true wish, your true desires, and not holding back out of fear or out of, I just feel like there's this, what I'm getting is almost like you have these parts of yourself that talk you into like holding yourself back, or there's parts of you that are so afraid of, maybe I won't find another relationship. Maybe this is the best I can find. Whatever. There's like a voice in your head that is kind of lying to you, and it definitely has held you back for a long time. Ace of Swords. Yes, so we talked about there's some sort of truth coming out that just confirms it. There is some sort of truth that finally really hits home. You finally see it, you know it, and you can't not see it anymore. And whatever this truth is, you're seeing that it really isn't what you want. And you really resisted a change. So you have the Six of Cups. And this is something, I think another thing you're facing here as part of this as a lesson is this is something that's really you've been tied to for a long time. And whatever this is, you spent a long time in it. There's a lot of growth that you feel, you know, and that's the human template, right? The human program of like, well, we tend to feel like we need to stay with something for a long time. And that equals success, or that equals longevity or stability. And in reality, yes, like you started in this and you grew a lot. And to this, in this card deck, you see the puppy ages to the older, you know, dog. So to me, that represents also a lot of time has gone by. But what's happened is, right, you are awakening. You're awakening, you're growing out of this, what once was something that had its stability, sense of stability for you. And I feel like maybe for some of you, whatever this is, when this first came in your life, this really was a sense of, it was something that was actually safe. It was like this landing pad that felt good and safe and quiet and more peaceful. And maybe before that, you had a lot of more even chaos. There was a lot of chaos. And that can be the hardest lesson, is actually being in a job or relationship that actually isn't like really crazy toxic. It can be harder to leave something like that because you're like, well, it's not horrible. And it's not as horrible as all of these things I did in the past or these relationships. And it's fine. And it's fairly stable. You know, I have this, this, and this. But you know in your heart of hearts and your soul of soul, this isn't the thing. This isn't resonating to your highest potential. And we need to get out of our brain, of the human mind, of thinking, well, the longevity of relationships equals success, because that's the template we were given. And it's what it's done is distorted us. And again, it's about release. It's about suppressing our power, because the longer we stay in things that's limiting us, that's not allowing us to grow, we're also, you know, not allowing ourselves to reach our highest power. And I feel like what can come in is actually something that's going to elevate and completely mirror a new level of power for you. And that person, to me, is already elevated to a place that they're going to help pull you up to even a new level to where they're at. If it's a relationship, again, same thing. It could be a new job. It could be a new way of showing up in the world, a new location that's just going to completely elevate you. And this too is about letting go of obligations, responsibilities, carrying the load for everyone, or feeling like you've had to do everything. And there's something that you just, again, even though you've been in a relationship or in some sort of job, it's like you feel like you're kind of in your lone ship having to navigate everything. And you don't want to, it's hard to give up on something that you've put a lot of time into. But again, we can't live by the normal human rules anymore. Again, that's the old way. That's the old 3D matrix. This new 4D, 5D matrix, we have to break free of all of those old rules, all of those old belief systems. I'm just going to get one for the Seven of Swords in the middle. I think you're trying to, for some of you, and this is very unconscious, because especially if you feel like you've really awakened and you're at this new level, I feel like you're trying to escape the true, what that new awakened state is really asking you. It's almost like, okay, I'm awakened, but now being awakened, I have to embody this, which means I also need to release the things that aren't aligned anymore. That means I have to grow and establish roots in a new way, not in old ground, not in old soil that's not fertile anymore. And I feel like there's a part of you that's trying to escape those pieces of the process, because you just think, well, I'm awakened because I have this new perspective. But there's something in your life that keeps, it's an issue that just keeps going round and round. But you're trying to avoid it, or you're just trying to manifest it into going away or to not being a problem anymore, but you don't want to make any changes. So let's see. Seven of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Two of Cups. Yeah, you're definitely trying to escape something around relationships and how relationships work. I feel like you're the Queen of Pentacles in this situation or this relationship. Like you feel like you're the glue that holds everything together, and you have to, like, there's no one else that can do it, and you have to do it, and you're not going anywhere, and they need you. I think, again, there's some sort of lies and distortion here that you keep telling yourself to stay, because to try and get out of this, it shakes your fear and your sense of, because you're being thrown into like a complete unknown, and everything you know would go away. And that, I think, really freaks the shit out of you. But you see yourself as the Queen of Pentacles in this situation. And there's something about, as there's love here. As long as there's love, you know, but I think there's another lesson is love. Like, a relationship isn't going to work just because there's love. Love isn't enough, which I know seems to contradict anything spiritual, but it really isn't, because you can't stay in a situation with unawakened people and think that you're going to keep leveling up. That energy is gonna keep you stuck down to a certain level. What's the Ace of Swords? Ooh, Three of Wands and the Wheel. So there's truth here around, for one, I think there's something about expectations, that you have certain expectations that you're waiting for, and the truth is going to come that the wheel, it's like divine timing here. So you've also, some of you may be just like wait and see kind of energy of like you're waiting, just hoping everything changes without having to move or change anything. But the truth is coming. You're gonna see things differently, and this is divine timing. So something in August is really gonna make you see things. And you may feel like you've already been getting some clarity, but that huge Ace of Swords is like, you can't unsee it anymore. Or see it and try to ignore it a bit, or wait. The waiting is over. There's something that really needs to shift, that you need to release and move. There's movement that has to happen for you. It's that divine timing. All right, Earth signs. Very, this is really great for you guys. But hey, look at miracles are happening, but I think you're just hoping and expecting a miracle to just fix this so you can stay and do the same old. And go, there's something to potentially here of going backwards. Like you want to go back to where it was. Nothing will ever be again what it was. And that's too where you need to get out of this, the mindset. You can't go backwards now. And this is the most important thing, right? We want to create the new earth. But the new earth wasn't in the past. The new earth is in a future that we haven't created. But for us to create it, we have to start in this now moment. But we can't hold on to the past. We can't hold on to the things that are really holding us back from that. All right, have a great Lionsgate portal. Take advantage, enjoy, and I will see you in the next reading.